United lose 4-0 to Everton. That's not a typo. 4-0 to Everton. And you've got to ask, what is going wrong at Manchester United Football Club? It is... I don't think we ever got smashed like that under Mourinho. I really don't. So why is it that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets given the Manchester United job? We're doing really, really well. And then suddenly we down tools like that. And I say down tools, and I don't think the players are purposely trying to get Solskjaer the sack. But they're certainly not doing what he's asking them to do. Reality check, reality bite. Ole mentioned it in his press conference. The point is, doesn't matter whether you like Lukaku, dislike him, Martial, Pogba, whatever. That collectively is shit from the whole team. The whole squad, in fact. There's probably one or two players in that squad that I think come out of this season with genuine praise. But the most, like Marcus Rashford is a youth player, right? Crap. Martial, spent a lot of money on him. A lot of people like him. Crap. Lukaku, crap. Pogba, meant to be one of the best midfielders in the world. Yeah, he tried a lot, but you should be doing more than that. Crap. Phil Jones, crap. Young, crap. Delo, crap. De Gea, crap. Matic, rubbish. It's like the whole team. You can't even go on individuals, really. The whole team didn't turn up for that game today. And why? Why? It's not like an end-of-season game or a start-of-season game. We had to win. And we had a very good... You know what annoys me the most? We had a very good chance of top four. Chelsea and Arsenal are fighting it out in the latter stages of the Europa League. Spurs are weakened without Harry Kane and are playing in a semi-final Champions League game, which is their biggest game ever. United, no European football, just the league to focus on. And we get battered by Everton. Everton don't beat teams 4-0. They don't do that. So that shows how bad we were. We just didn't turn up for this game of football today. We didn't turn up for it. We weren't interested. Tactically, yes, Ollie made stupid mistakes. But the point remains that you can get away with bad tactical decisions if your players turn up and play. The reality check, though, I've got to say this. That performance, I would rather, in many ways, that I would rather get beat 4-0 than unluckily 1-0, because this has been coming for a long, long time. Watford and West Ham, we took 6 points. We didn't deserve 6 points. We probably only deserve 2 draws at best. We're playing very, 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 very badly. And I cannot give you the answer. And I think a lot of you lot don't know the answer. It's just very, very, very confusing that we're in a situation at Manchester United where we bring a manager in, for 3 months we play superbly, then we give him the job and we go back to playing worse than we were under Mourinho. Like, the style of football under Mourinho was terrible, but the results weren't that bad. So what, all eyes are on the players. Of course they are. And that squad, it terrifies me that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is saying it's a couple of players in, it's a couple of players out, it's a gradual process. Mate, you won't be here in 2 years. You're not going to get a gradual process. You're not. You can't lose 3-4-0 to Everton every week and people will lose patience in you. Look, I want to be patient with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do I think that was his fault today? A little bit, but not mainly. But he hasn't got time. That club needs 10 players selling and 10 players bringing in ASAP. Of course, you probably can't do that in the first transfer window, but we can't sit here twiddling our arse going, oh, it's going to take 5 or 6 transfer windows. We just need to be patient. We can't be patient. We can't be patient because that team's shit. You can't just go, I'm going to get rid of 2, I'm going to bring 2 in. Then in January, I might get 1 in, 1 out. Then in a year's time, another 2 in, another 2 out. You can't do it. You can't do it. That team's too bad. That team has got too many bad players in it. You can't trust that team. All the people you think you can trust because they're the old boys that you used to play with, or Michael Carrick knows them, or Phelan used to like them. The Smallings, the Jones, the Ashley Youngs, they're crap. Get rid of them. They're rubbish. I don't care whether you like them. They are dead wood. Old boys. Get rid. Rubbish. Everton made them look like National League defenders. They're crap. Get rid. Get rid of them. Go. Nemanja Matic. Oh, he used to play for Serbia as an international. Probably still does. Rubbish. Get rid of him. There are so many players that need to go from that team. You know what? I don't think I'm ever going to move past this result today. We've got the right manager. We've got the right manager. We've got the players who've played well for that manager for 3 months. and we've got a game of football we need to win to get top four, and it's in our hands. They get beat 4-0 by Everton. Somebody explain to me how that happens. I know how it happened because nobody turned up. Nobody could be asked. But we've got the right manager. Ollie's at the wheel. We've got players who've played superbly for Ollie at the wheel. And we've got a chance to get top four in our own hands. And we get smashed by Everton 4-0. Explain to me that. I tell you what, I tell you how I explain it. I don't trust those players. I'm never going to trust them again. I don't trust those football players. They don't deserve to wear a Manchester United shirt. None of them. None of them. Not even my favourites like Martial and Rashford. They don't deserve to wear the shirt. They are a disgrace to that shirt. They are a shambles and they cannot be trusted. That is the bottom line. Because there is no excuse for that today. There is no excuse. Who were we missing? Luke Shaw. That doesn't make us lose 4-0. That doesn't make us lose 4-0. If they go and win on Wednesday night again in the derby, I still don't trust them. Because they'll still go and get beat by Chelsea next week. They are bottlers. They are spineless. They are flip-flops. They are inconsistent. They are, as far as I'm concerned, I do not trust those players. I can't trust them. And what a great situation. The best fan base in the world, the Manchester United fan base, we can't trust our football team because they're likely to turn up and embarrass us like that. It's just beyond comprehension today. It's beyond comprehension. How can you turn up in a game like that and you can't be asked? How can you do that? How can you do that? It's just so very, very, very sad. I mean, I want to do the player ratings, but I've just got to also say that, look, I blame the players. I blame the players. I'm sure a lot of you lot blame the players as well. But there's two things we must also say. It's not just about the players. The board, the investment, the laziness to do what needs to be done. They're as culpable as anybody else. Of course they are. You can't say anything other than that. They are. They need to spend properly. And whether they will do or not, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. But the manager got it wrong today as well. The manager got it wrong today as well. You've got to say that. He got it wrong today. You go to Everton, right? And we basically gifted Everton the 3 points. Tactically, we got it very wrong. We got it very wrong today. Because you cannot move your best centre-back to right-back. And to do that, you've got to bring in a good centre-back if you're going to do it. Phil Jones and Chris Smalling were terrible against Barcelona, and they were even worse today. They were shambolic. They were absolutely shambolic. So Solskjaer got that wrong. He also got it wrong by playing Nemanja Matic. Like, Nemanja Matic is slower than me with a broken back. Like, he is slow. He is so slow. He was at fault for the goal for Sigurdsson, but he is a donkey. He is slow. And then he put Lukaku up front, who basically is, you may as well just get out onto the pitch 10 minutes early with your barrel of cement and your bricks and just build a brick wall and just kick the ball against it and the ball will just bounce all over the place. Tactically, that was ridiculously naive. To play like that, the spine of your team, none of them can play football. Jones, Smalling, Matic, Lukaku. I mean, that was just weird. That was weird. And Solskjaer has to take the blame for that. Of course he does. He doesn't take the blame for the fact that the players can't play football. Can't play football in a United shirt, but he got that very, very wrong. Half time, we're 2-0 down, and he brings Ashley Young on. I mean, like, Ashley Young is crap. Like, everybody thinks Ashley Young is crap. So you bring Ashley Young on. Who was at fault for the Walcott goal? Young, for being out of position. You know, that makes no... Also, as well, you keep Matic on and you take Fred off. Like, what had Fred done in the first half? Fred was probably man of the match in the first half. So we're back to the Mourinho days, aren't we? Oh, doesn't matter how well you played, Fred. You're too small. I need some height on the pitch. So Fred comes off. Matic stays on, despite the fact he lost us the game. McTominay comes on because he's tall. We're back in the Mourinho days. We're picking giants again over somebody who actually has played really well for us in recent weeks and was probably the best player in the first half and actually is quick and can move the ball quickly. But on top of that, we're 2-0 down. We need to win a game of football to get top four. We're 2-0 down and the mind boggles with what's going on. And, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a very inexperienced manager. The coaching setup at United is not right. It's still not right. It's not. I don't know whether it's Carrick, whether it's McKenna. I don't know whether it's a bit of Ollie. I don't know whether it's Mike Phelan. But the coaching recently, tactically, just seems really weird. Some of the things we're doing. The great thing about the first 3 months was, and I've said this before, it was simple. It was Ollie. If you know anything about Solskjaer before he came to Manchester United, at Mulder and at Cardiff, the way he wants to play football is basically 4-3-3. It's playing out from the back. It's a high press and it's moved the ball quickly. Have we done any of those things over the last month since he's got the job? No. It's almost like we've tried not to do that. What did we do in the first 3 months when we won game after game after game after game after game? We played 4-3-3. We played out from the back and we pressed. We're just not doing that anymore. And also, as well, I'm going to wind a few people up here. We miss Ander Herrera. And we're letting him go for free. And this is where the board come into play as well. We're not going to give you the money. We've let your contract run down, but we're not going to give you the money. Well, we miss Ander Herrera. Like, the effort levels, the leadership, the movement of the ball, the tenacity. We miss Ander Herrera. We massively miss Ander Herrera. But it's... I never expected to be reacting to a goal like I reacted to that second goal today again. I thought those days were gone. I thought when Mourinho went, the rage and everything like that was gone. It's not gone. It's still there. It's still there. And I tell you what, I've got a new name for United now. It's not Banter FC, it's Pampers FC. Pampers make nappies in the UK. And that's what we are. We're a team of friggin' babies waiting for someone to come and clean the mess up. Waiting for our agent to tell us how great our babies don't have agents. But you know what I mean? It's like that nobody will take responsibility for the shit. Nobody will clean the mess up. Nobody will lead the club. You see him coming off at half-time. You see Rashi. Marcus Rashford's what I call him because he's got great potential at the club. Why are we giving him a little nickname? He came off the pitch with 10 minutes to go, sulking. Well, mate, you've got to take responsibility for your own actions. Another tactical thing that annoys me about United. Why is Marcus Rashford on all the set pieces? He's terrible. He had a free kick from 30 yards. We said before he took it, waste of time. He's either going over the bar or into the wall. Where did it go? Over the bar. It's like, why is Marcus Rashford on free kicks? Because he scored that one against Cardiff 4 months ago. I mean... But we're Pampers FC. We are Pampers FC. We're a bunch of babies whose heads drop and we moan and we cry and we point and nobody wants to take ownership. Nobody wants to take ownership. We shit ourselves and someone else has to clean up the mess. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. And what makes me angry the most is that I almost feel guilty to be saying this again. And it almost makes you feel like a whiny fan, or like a negative fan. Like the club probably doesn't like the fact that we're moaning again. But the reality is, self-reflect. The players need to self-reflect. They probably see the fan cams and stuff and go, oh, look at them jokers. No, you're the jokers. We're not moaning because we want to moan. We want to celebrate your brilliance. We want to say Rashford's the best young English talent. We want to say Martial can be better than Hazard. We want to say Pogba's the best midfielder in the world. We want to say these things. But you embarrass us in the way you play football. You do. You're the problem. You're the ones that make people feel like this. The board. Oh, well, we're probably not going to sell many shirts now because everyone's moaning again. Sort the way the club's run out. You know, instead of thinking that the fans are the problem because they're moaning again, think about why they're moaning. They're moaning because of your incompetence. They're moaning because of the bad decisions. They're moaning because you don't give a shit like we do. You know, how can you go to Everton and get beat 4-0? Limp, boring, negative, couldn't give a shit. Like, I don't think that was vintage Everton. I think it was fourth gear Everton. They played quite well, but 4-0. Like 4-0. Everton don't beat teams 4-0. They don't do that. Anyway, let's do the player ratings. That'll be a laugh. So, 4-0. Well, I'm sorry, De Gea. If you let 4 goals in, it's got to be a 4. Lindelof, I would give a 5. Messed about, but he was rubbish at right back, and his centre-half performance in the second half didn't save him from what he was in the first half. Not really his fault, but there you go. Smalling, 4, absolutely shit, as was Phil Jones, absolutely shit. Delo, 4 as well. I'm sorry, young player or not, first goal, you've got to go with your head. He's got a high foot there. If you go with your head, that goal doesn't get given. Matic, a 3. Disgraceful for an international class midfielder to do what he did on that second goal. A little bit better in the second half, but the game was lost. Fred, I'll give a 6. I thought he was probably the best player on the pitch. I don't know why he got substituted. Pogba, I'll give a 6 for the second half. I thought he kept fighting and his head didn't actually drop, although I'd expect a lot more from a player like him. Martial, I'd give him a 5. I think that, again, a very, very bad game, but at least he did sort of battle his way into the box, could have won a penalty, battled his way into a shooting opportunity where he should have scored, but very below par. Lukaku, a 3. I don't even know what you did, mate. I really don't know what you did. Absolutely terrible performance. Really, really poor. And Rashford, I'll give him a 4. I thought you were rubbish as well. And that's about, I think, when we beat Watford, people were getting 4s and 5s. So this is happening a lot with United now. So many performances, even when we win, we're struggling. I mean, we've got 2 players who get 6 out of 10. Out of 11 players, 2 players get a 6. And that's like, 6 is average. This is the problem with Manchester United. 6 is average. And crap, absolutely terrible. Have a word with yourselves, lads. Like, seriously, have a word with yourselves. It's just ridiculous, absolutely disgusting from a Manchester United from top to bottom. It's from top to bottom. It's absolutely disgraceful. And where do we go from here? We've got the Manchester Derby on Wednesday, where a lot of people will be saying, well, let's lose it so Liverpool don't win the league. I don't think we need to say that. I think my question would be, how do we bloody win it? Because Man City, I mean, we'll probably play. You know what will annoy me even more is if we play well on Wednesday night and we beat Man City, and then you think, well, we're not getting top 4 now, even if we beat Man City anyway. So where has those performances been? That's going to be the annoying thing. But seriously, Man City deserve to be. Don't deserve anything if they can't beat us. So they should absolutely smash us. Then it's Chelsea next Sunday, which becomes an irrelevant game because we're not in a top 4 race anymore. And then we finish the season with Cardiff and Huddersfield, where it should be a team of youth and reserves. It shouldn't be any first teamers. It shouldn't be. Cobros Aitken says you can't just blame the players, you've got to blame Ollie. Simon Tack says, remember when we were a team of captains? Exactly. We've got no leaders now. Hugo Gonzalez says, losing like this, really? Matthew Daly, Ollie overdoing tactics to try and remedy terrible performances of the players. I feel bad for Ollie, who loves this club, dealing with these performances. Sean Byrne, never take advantage of moving up the table. Exactly. Josie Tutu, today's tactics affected key players, and I love Ollie. That was an absolute disgrace, says Rupin. This is probably the true level of these players, so no blame to Ollie on that. The board need to wake up. Greg Hempsel says, I'm no Mourinho fan. He was awful, but I think a lot of what he said is proving true. Players lacking. Pogba not good influence. Getting to second is amazing. Alex Marmon, hi Mark. That was nothing short of a disgrace. I've never been so embarrassed in such a long time. The whole squad was spineless and a bottle jobs. Atul Pandey, the season is over. You can't build a team around Pogba. Forget this season and start the transfer process right away. Clear this shitbag team as soon as possible. That's the biggest thing. You've got to clear it out now. It's like we were saying on the watch along, isn't it? If you want to go and buy yourself a new pack of fresh tomatoes, do you just put them into the tray with the old ones? No. You spray it out with disinfectants, you bin the old tomatoes, you clean it all out so it's nice and fresh, and then you put your new tomatoes in your fridge. But United, what we're going to do, add a couple of tomatoes in and keep a couple of old ones, and then clear it out. We've got to clear it out. If you do it gradually, you're just going to infect the new lot. Doc Diablo, I'm an Arsenal fan, but still this result shocked me. I think Man United need a real leader. Pogba is not a leader. We are at best a mid-table team, says Cecil Diaz. Rashford shouldn't take free kicks. Shocking, says Peyton Manning. Kiri Kokorev says Mourinho said his biggest achievement was second place with this team. He was right. With this bunch, it seems unbelievable. Absolute crap players. Yeah, but Mourinho was a crap manager. Chops Howe. Mark, I honestly think Luke Shaw should be our captain, so we clear out when he's gone. Ankachit Charchaji says, can't we even sell Jones, Young and Smalling now? The Sebson says, The night in Paris was one of the best moments I've had as a United fan 6 weeks later, and that afternoon in Merseyside is one of the worst moments I've had as a United fan. Football, bloody hell. I tell you what, mate, there's a massive part of me that is shocked. I really thought that they would react to the displays of recent games. I really thought that they would. And to not turn up in that manner is absolutely stunning. I'm really surprised by what we've seen from Manchester United today. I shouldn't be surprised. I didn't think we were going to win the game. I thought we would be talking about a narrow loss or maybe a draw. I expected that, but I didn't expect such a shit performance, to be honest with you. I really thought that there was more to us than that, and to not do it when given that opportunity in front of them is there's just no excuses. I haven't seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference reaction yet, or his post-match reaction, and I'm sure a lot of us will see that. I'm really intrigued to what he's got to say, because it's obviously quite difficult to predict what he's going to say. But the thing I said at half time and during the game as well is I think we're past the point of going in on individual players now. I'm not going to lie. I think that Nemanja Matic is crap and needs to go. I think that Young and Jones and they need to go. But it's beyond those. If it's 3 or 4 players, you can sort of deal with that. But it's more than that. It's the whole squad. The whole squad is messed up. There's something wrong with that squad. They are not responding to the manager. They are not playing for each other. We're a team of individuals, and I don't know why that is. And it needs to be resolved as a matter of urgency. It really does. Anyway, we've got the fan cams coming in. Please do smash a like on the video. Thanks everyone for watching. You smash a like on the video for yourselves, because it's the fan base that suffers again. So we need to try and stay together and hope that at some point we will get some genuine leadership in this football club, because we lack it massively. We really, really do. The wheels are off, Mr. Smith. You're right. Jurassic Park point 2. Fan cams are going to be very interesting. I think the first one's about ready to go up. It should be in the first few minutes. So thanks everyone for watching. Give the fan cams a watch, and I'll be back with you tomorrow. I'm not doing a video tonight. I need a night off. There's not a lot. I think I need a few hours to think it through. I'm going to watch the fan cams, and I'm going to find a decent film to watch and ignore football, I think, till tomorrow. Speak to you all soon. Thanks everyone. You're all fantastic, by the way. It's not us. It's not you. We turned up expecting a performance and we didn't get it. But please do drop a like. Subscribe if you're new. Lots to come over the next few weeks. It's going to be very interesting. Speak to you soon.